the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Off to the inside, intercepted Alabama. Touchdown run.
And everything college and high school sports. Now, let's join Andy, Brett, Randy, and Luke for this edition of Sports Blitz Live.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday evening. Welcome into the latest edition of Sports Blitz Live. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us tonight. I am Andy Graham alongside Luke Robinson. We'll be with you for the next 2 hours, as always, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, 256-234-6221, talking about everything going on in the wide world of sports. A lot to talk about tonight, as always. Of course, Auburn and Alabama actually in action right now, both going to the half. Auburn without Janai Broome, as he suffered that ankle injury on the road at South Carolina. But Auburn playing pretty well against Mississippi State right now. Alabama and Ole Miss in a tight one at the half there in Tuscaloosa. I think Alabama up 36-31. 32. I believe. Oh, so there you go.
Tighter than you thought.
Yeah, really. So we got the college football playoff. We're down to 2. The national championship game, January the 20th, Monday night. Ohio State and Notre Dame. We'll talk about Notre Dame and Penn State, Ohio State and Texas, the semifinal games this past week. Of course, you got NFL playoffs going on as well. NBA, I don't know if anybody really – I don't even know how they do the NBA season anymore. They got this opening tournament?
There's a tournament at the beginning, and
Okay.
I don't even follow it at all, and it does –
Does that mean anything?
It does give you some kind of advantage
Don't they give
later.
a trophy?
They do get a trophy. It is something to keep people interested in the very beginning of the season, which means nothing. Same thing with baseball. I mean, it's so difficult to watch any baseball at the beginning of the year, if you ask me. I mean, because there are 162 games.
Yes, there are.
Game number 30 just doesn't feel that important.
That's true.
But therein lies the rub with the college football playoff. The ratings have been okay, not as good as some of the games last year. Now, some of that may be the day of the week. Some of it may be college football fatigue. I love college football as much as anybody. I guess my body clock is so used to it being over by now. Mm-hmm. I've been, even though I know Alabama's not involved, I've been less enthralled. I mean, I just haven't been that enthusiastic.
It's going to take some getting used to.
And it's funny, the Nicole Auerbachs and the Tim Brandos and the Danny Cannells have been tweeting out, oh, I guess the committee shouldn't have put the Denver Broncos in. I guess they shouldn't have put the, one of these other teams, Minnesota Vikings in, whatever. And my point is, no, I don't think forget all that. My whole point to start the whole thing is there are too many teams in the NFL playoffs. There are too many teams in the college football playoffs. It's all a big money grab. And then you start having these debates, which are just nonsensical. Like, should it be a 10-3 Ole Miss or Alabama or South Carolina over an SMU that played nobody? Or should Clemson get in at 10-3 when they don't really have any wins to speak of? Should all these things, and it's just like pro football. See, I mean, how do you not watch pro football? If you love pro football and you see that the Minnesota Vikings, all year long they go 14-3. 2 of their losses, I believe, are to the Detroit Lions, who are probably – they're at least the second best team in the NFL, who just happened to be in their division, a 4-team division. And because of that, they have to travel and play a Rams team that was 9-8 or 10-7?
I think they were 10-7.
So, okay, they were 10-7. The other team won 4 more games than they did.
Yeah.
And they have to travel out there to play them. I mean, it's just dumb.
That's the way it ended up.
I know the Rams won.
Halfway.
I know and they did play in Glendale, and I know the Rams won, and yada yada yada.
There was no chance Minnesota was going to win that game.
They had no shot. I mean, they had already been deflated because
it was like Auburn going to Syracuse on 9/11.
There weren't
was no chance.
The fires and the whole thing. There was no chance. I get you. And but my point is,
but that is a rarity though. I think they said that's the first time it's ever happened.
That
a 14 win team was a wild card.
It is a rarity.
It's never going to. It was just.
But
bizarre.
Okay, it's a rarity, happened. But Minnesota's like it's a rarity that just we get screwed on the rarity.
Well, hey, look, man, everybody gets screwed occasionally.
Okay, again, I'm fine with it, but I'm just this whole the whole idea that this college football we got it perfect now is screwed up.
It's never going to be perfect.
I understand, and now they're saying the only way to fix this is add 4 more teams, and. Oh, you know what? I'm kind of on board with that now because I'm like, yeah, y'all screwed it up so badly. The only thing we can do is add more teams so that the Georgias and the Oregons and who else had the buys? The
Arizona State.
Arizona State and Boise State had buys they shouldn't have. We all know that. That just needs to go away. But so that they have a chance to have games on their campus as well. Because you look at somebody like Penn State who just – was falling out of a well almost to a national championship. They get to play a pretty bad SMU squad, turns out. Then they get to go on the road.
They were not bad.
They weren't good.
They were a good regular
That's a
season
5-loss team in the SEC. 5 losses.
Not this year.
I totally disagree with
Not this year.
Couldn't disagree more.
I know you
You
don't.
give them Tennessee's schedule, they got 5 losses.
Give them Texas's schedule.
Okay,
they've got 3 losses.
Okay, fair enough, because Texas' schedule was bunk, and we all agree on that.
Well, look, the problem though, Luke, is from the big perspective. You make all your points are valid, and I don't think anybody disagrees with you. Well, probably a lot of people do, but for the most part, you compare it to the NFL, it's apples and oranges.
Compared to the
32 teams.
Yes, agreed.
Okay. But you got 113 or
133, I think.
130 something teams. It's a waste.
Totally agree.
So again, you gotta break up the structure of it and do something different, and that maybe that'll happen.
But my point is this:
that'll happen. But until it happens,
I've been listening to Danny Cannell say,
this.
"Well, we need to take the bias completely out of it, just like the NFL does." You can't do that because the NFL is set up to try and make everybody go 9-8 or 8-9. Now, again, when you have a Patrick Mahomes, your team's going to be better. When you have a Sam Darnold, your team's not going to be as good, especially in the playoffs. When you have a good leadership, your team's going to be better. When you have Jerry Jones, your team's not going to be as good. That's built in, okay? But that's what the NFL, and the NFL is also set up to where if you're really bad one year, you can draft somebody the next year. College isn't that way. The state of Alabama cares 10 times as much about football, 100 times as much as the state of Idaho. Boise cares. That's great. But the state of
do you really want a 30 or 40 team separation?
I do at this point, yes.
I do.
I didn't because I saw the value of playing some of these teams that are on the lower end. Your families can go. But I've listened to so much complaining and so much, well, we got to give the little guy a shot, that I'm like, no, just let's have 48 teams, 50 teams, whatever it is, and then we'll still have our own little fish in that pond. I mean, the Purdue's and whatever, assuming
if
they make it, if Vandy makes it, they will be the little fish in that pond. Fine. But I'm to the point where I'm tired of we got to give – if no matter who you play, if you go undefeated, you're in, or if you only lose one game, you're in. That's just a bunch of bunk. I mean, and it bore itself out. And the other thing, again, Ohio State, they lose to Oregon, then they lose to their arch rival Michigan, who, even though they beat Alabama, not very good, and they're probably about to win a national championship. Some people say, well, the system worked out. And I say, boy, you same people were having a hissy fit a couple of years ago. If you didn't win your conference, you shouldn't get in. And Ohio State didn't even play for it. They didn't get near it. And they're about to win it all. They're about to play a Notre Dame team that I don't think can hang with them.
I would agree.
So, again, I'm just saying that everybody who thought this is perfect, this is so much better, all the Tim Brandos and the Cole Auerbachs and the Danny Cannells, it's still got the same amount of problems, if not more problems. And it's
got problems. But let's not act like this is not better than a bowl system. You compare it to the BCS.
We all hate the bowl system.
Okay,
we all hate it. But
no.
Again,
I'm talking about like the old days when writers were voting.
But you can't deny
this is better
this.
than that.
This
is better. Can you give me that?
This is
better than that.
I can, but I can counter with this.
No.
I can counter with this. I'm gonna. That back in those days, man, bowl games meant something and they were fun. We had them all on January 1. Everybody had parties. There was big crowds usually back in the day, right? Now
that's what everybody had parties.
I'm missing.
I had a party.
I'm missing the nostalgia of that.
Okay.
Do you understand? Like
you want the Bluebonnet Bowl back?
No, I'm just saying we cheapened the bowls, probably rightfully so. And now the bowls are sort of like in the friend zone. They're in no man's land.
If we did away with half of the bowls, maybe they'd take on some more.
Nobody's doing away with them because
like that.
They're an extra thing that aren't anything.
Do we need the Pop-Tarts Bowl?
I'm going to tell you.
Of course not.
Let me tell you what. It got a lot of viewers. It was fun to watch, and Pop-Tarts got a ton out of it. And here's the thing about a bowl game for the 1,000th time.
You got to eat.
You have a venue that gets a sponsor and says, we want to invite Team A and Team B, who are both 7 and 6, and if y'all want to come here and play, we'd love to have you. There's no harm in it.
I know. I agree.
Everybody thinks the bowls are terrible, but what's really made them terrible is that we spread them out from about December 12th to January 20th. We need we need more clusters. We need more clusters of that.
Clusters.
I don't care if you put Wyoming against Illinois State on at any time. If it's by itself, I'm not watching that ever.
It gives me something to do because of that time period.
You ain't
from
watching
December 16th. I'll watch at it.
I mean, it'll be on in the background potentially.
It's better than watching White Christmas for the 4th time.
Okay, well then here's my solution. Let's get rid of the bowls that have those folks in it. Let's just have some more of the big boys. But now we can't do that either because NIL and transfer portal has ruined everything. So here we go. Back to the
We're going to try to figure this out during the break. So we got to take one, but don't go anywhere. Just getting started. Come on back. More right after this.
Sportz Auto Sales, Highway 280 in Kellyton, Alabama is home-owned and home-operated. If you're looking for tires, they have it. If you're looking for a vehicle, they have them. Great selection. Always out looking for more just for you, the customer. And if you're looking for service, whether you buy the vehicle from them or whether you buy the vehicle somewhere else, they do service work and got a great crew there. Keep us in mind. Don't you go by Sportz Auto Sales on Highway 280 in Kellyton today.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply is your headquarters for all the brands contractors know best. We're your local home improvement store with 9 convenient locations throughout Central Alabama. We have a huge selection of Weber and Traeger, Pelican coolers, Milwaukee and DeWalt tools, and other top brands. No matter the project, we have you covered with our high-quality lumber and building supplies. From do-it-yourselfers to seasoned pros, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply has what you need to get the job done.
I'm Karen Chanel, your State Farm agent in Alexander City, Alabama, and the greater Lake Martin area. I want to talk to you a little bit today about your discounts. How many of you are entitled to discounts that you may or may not be receiving? One of the easiest discounts on your homeowner's insurance is that of having a fire extinguisher. Coupled with a deadbolt lock and a smoke alarm, that gives you an automatic discount on your homeowner's policy.
Located in the heart of Alabama, Lake Martin is a destination of tasty delights.
Lots of butter.
There's no shortage of culinary genius.
Don't tell my secrets.
From mom and pops
Everyone feels like family.
to lakeside dining.
We serve food, but we try to do it with purpose.
Pour it straight in the ear.
I'm Trey Foshee,
I'm a chef now.
and I'm going to try them all.
Dude, I can do this all day.
Because there's one thing locals around here know. Lake Martin's got bite.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to the what show are we on? Sports Blitz Live. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us tonight. We are brought to you each and every Tuesday evening by JR Sports Bar and Grill. Wonderful place to have lunch or dinner right here in downtown Alexander City. Great food, great people, great atmosphere. Go and check out JR's Sports Bar and Grill one day this week. You'll be glad that you did. Well, I don't think we've solved anything with the playoff, and I don't think we will. They'll tweak it a little bit here or there, but, major changes are going to have to come to college football. We all understand that. I don't know how long. It'll eventually happen. I'm guessing. I mean, you can't, like we all say, this is not sustainable the way that it's going. There's a motion right now being put forward to have one transfer portal window and to shorten the time period of that. That would help. I don't know if it would. I don't know if it'd solve it, but it would certainly help a little bit that there's not that transfer portal window in the spring.
It feels like we're the boy in the dam where there's like we spring a leak and then there's another leak and you just run out of fingers.
Yeah.
To stop the leaks. And every time you think you've got something kind of figured out, it changes. Or
isn't that life, though? I mean,
it is life, but that's why we watch sports, so that we don't have to deal with life, right? I mean, that's why we do have hobbies.
Taking on a life
it is so frustrating to try and figure out what's happening right now. And here's something to see. It's ironic, it's sad, it's funny. Remember the kid that left UNLV in the middle of the season because he felt like he wasn't getting the payments or whatever that he said he was going to get? Mm-hmm. He's one of the few, or one of the many, I should say, left in the transfer portal because nobody really wants to deal with it. And that's sad and awful, and it's kind of funny, it's ironic, it's everything. And it's like, God, there's got to be a better way to do this. I don't know what in the world it's going to be. I know revenue sharing is coming. I know the teams are going to be able to split X amount of the TV revenue. But then that's going to be on top of your NIL stuff. And I don't know how you get a hold on that, because how do you tell somebody they can't make money from their name, image, and likeness? I mean, you don't in the pros.
Well, you eventually make NIL what it was intended to be and not what it is now. What we're doing now has nothing to do with name, image, and likeness. It sort of does tangentially. It is not a player going out and profiting on his name, image, and likeness. It is bidding and buying high school football players and college football players. That's what it is. That's not what it was intended to be. So if we can actually turn it into or let it become what it was actually intended to be, it'll be fine. I don't think anybody ever had any problem with saying, and that was the whole, this kid, you got his jersey, you're putting his name on it, but he doesn't get any money from it. Fine. Okay, let's give him some money from jersey sales. What's that got to do with, oh, hey, we'll give you $4 million if you'll come play quarterback for us? That's not so. that part of it's easy to solve if you just actually put it it's like everything else. Immigration, if we just followed the rules, everything would be fine. But nobody follows the rules. So that's part of life as well, I guess.
Well, it goes back to like when there was the hardship rule, right? That you could grow pro early with the hardship rule if you just had hardship. And then everybody sort of figured out, well, hardship is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
And it's just getting to the point where there's always some story, some reason. I mean, it's just like everybody you've ever known who gets a traffic ticket. They get a speeding ticket. Well, the officers probably heard it all. Well, I'm on the way. It's like Newman at Seinfeld. My friend was going to commit suicide because he could never become a banker. Or I was on the way home because my son's got to pee. Well, I'm on the way home because I got a whatever. And there's just always something. Sometimes just take your ticket and move on.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about some real football that actually happened. Notre Dame, Penn State, both of these two really entertaining and fun games, by the way. So that at least that was something good. And I know people care about the ratings. I know the ratings are important. I don't care about the ratings. I don't watch it for ratings. I watch it because I love college football. So the ratings mean nothing to me. 20 million people watched it. Hey, is that good? Is that bad? I don't care. But Notre Dame and Penn State, this game, I keep coming back to this Notre Dame team keeps surprising me a little bit. I think their defense is a lot better than I anticipated it was going to be.
It's a lot better. They've got some good running backs. Riley Leonard is a fine quarterback. He's an incredible athlete.
Yeah, yeah.
But I really believe that Ohio State is going to run roughshod over them. I just think Ohio State's been kind of on a mission. They've got the most talent of anybody in the country, if you ask me. And that I just don't think Notre Dame has the horses to run with them. I kind of hope Notre Dame proves me wrong. I at least want the game to be enjoyable and fun to watch. I just think Ohio State just is a lot better than Notre Dame. But give Notre Dame credit for making it this far. They had to beat Indiana, then they had to beat who'd they beat after that? Georgia, and then they had to beat Penn State. They got a little lucky now looking at the bracket. I mean, Indiana wasn't very good. I mean, they only lost one game. They lost to the only two teams that they played that were worth a dang all year. They lost to both of them. And they lost to both of them by double digits. Now, then they played Georgia, and Georgia's got to use their backup quarterback. And for whatever reason, Georgia just decided, hey, right before half, we're going to try and make something happen. And that turned out to be a bad idea. But give Notre Dame credit, they beat them. And then they play a Penn State team that, again, Drew Aller is, in theory, a better quarterback than in practice. You know what I mean? Like, same thing with Riley Leonard. Like, when you look at him and you know what kind of – my buddy Jimmy Stein knows what kind of athlete Riley Leonard is. He's almost a better basketball player than football player. He's just
I don't think almost
gifted. Yeah. He's gifted. And at the same time, he's not Tua Tagovailoa slinging darts out there. You know, his passes – he's got a Jay Barker quality to him, you know. He's Drew Aller plus, I would say, you know, for Penn State, who's announced he's coming back. And, of course, the obvious question is, where were you going to go? But I think that I hope this game is interesting. I hope this game is fun. It's going to be in there in Atlanta, which is, again, is sort of funny that they're playing right in the middle of SEC country. Because that's something else I'm tired of, everybody janking on the SEC.
Everybody that thinks that the SEC's, they're down there. The Big Ten is the newest. It's 1 year.
Well, it's 2 years in a row that we hadn't won it.
The SEC's not going anywhere, though.
It's 2 years in a row we hadn't won it, which, again, very fair. But the last time we had 2 years in a row we didn't win it, we're 13-14, and we went on a bit of a run outside of Clemson winning a couple, but we had three different teams win the title, and a couple of them won it multiple times. I looked at the recruiting rankings today. SEC's got, I think, 8 of the top 11 recruiting classes. The Big Ten has the other 3. Kudos and congratulations. But the SEC looks like it's just going to be just fine. I'll tell you what else kind of made me mad. You know, everybody has a heart attack because the SEC only plays 8 conference games, and you should play 9 conference games. Well, I took a gander at Penn State's schedule next year. Just
Penn State's schedule.
Penn State's schedule next year. You know, they play 9 conference games. They do. Woo! And they do have to play Oregon, and they do have to play Ohio State. They avoid Michigan. Outside of that, I don't know who it matters if they avoid or don't avoid. But their 3 non-conference games, Nevada, Florida International, and Villanova. Those are their 3 non-conference games.
Villanova's got a football team?
Yeah, and it's terrible.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just telling you, that's their non-con. So
Okay. Up against another break. Don't go anywhere. We'll talk about Ohio State and Texas when we come back right after this.
Illiby Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best-kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious 1-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Illiby Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Illiby Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need. With top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill. And our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Hi, I'm Abby Guy, Vice President at Riverbank & Trust. They say that most banks offer the same products, but Riverbank offers something most can't: personal connection. We love getting to know our customers by name and making them feel special with every interaction. It's a feeling of warm hospitality you won't find anywhere else. Experience it for yourself.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. We are brought to you each and every Tuesday evening by Sunshine Heating and Air for all your heating and cooling needs. And, boy, it was frigid last week, and it's planning on getting a little bit cooler, I think, a little bit colder here in the coming week as well. So for all of your heating and cooling needs, if you need to get that heat pump worked on, Sunshine Heating and Air. For all of your needs, give them a call today. We're talking about the college football playoff, the semifinals, Ohio State and Texas. This, again, was another really, really good game. I mean, Luke, I sat there literally when it happened. They got that pass interference in the end zone. I said, Texas, first and goal at the 1-yard line. I said, they got four downs to run it in. And I looked up, and it was 4th and 7. And I thought, what in the world has happened? That escalated quickly.
It did, and the one thing it reminded me of is the Iron Bowl in 2019. Alabama's on the 1 yard line, 1st and goal, and instead of handing it to Najee Harris, who probably would have scored, we flare him out.
Yeah.
And try and throw it to him. And guess who the offensive coordinator was that day?
Mr. Sarkisian.
That's right.
It didn't work out well. It worked out about the same in the end, but yeah, that just that's one of those things where you look at. Do you say he didn't learn his lesson?
I mean, it's just like, why would you do that? You had the running back. I know on the first play he did try and run it up.
He did,
and he got stuffed. But I mean, they got to do it 4 times.
More times. I mean,
it just makes no sense. But and I hated it for Texas. And then the final, the play where they run it wide. I'm like, that's even worse. I would have do a jump pass, do anything.
Yeah, that was bad. I mean, the game was fairly even. I mean, 370 total yards for Ohio State, 341 for Texas. I mean, it went back and forth. What do you think happens with Ewers?
I mean, I think he ends up leaving. He had told Game Day he was going pro after this.
Okay.
I think that he probably will.
Do you think he's a pro quarterback?
Not necessarily, but I think it's a bad year. I mean, look, Mel Kiper Jr. has Jalen Milroe his third-rated quarterback. Do with that as you will.
I mean,
I'm just saying, I'm not trying to insult anybody. I'm not trying to laud anybody with praise. I'm just saying it seems to me to be a down year for quarterbacks if that's the case. And if that is the case, and I'm Quinn Ewers, I'm debating to come out, I'm like, I'm going to go out in the year when there are less good quarterbacks out there versus having to compete with a bunch of good quarterbacks because I can go and get my good contract early.
So you think transfer portal may be a better –
Oh, no, I think that he'll go pro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I'm saying if it's a bad year for quarterbacks.
But I'm saying I mean, could he could make as much money, he could make more money in college.
Potentially. Yeah, potentially. And look, if somebody comes with this gigantic offer, sure. But, I've seen him rumored to Alabama and things like that. I don't think that's happening. I mean, I don't think Alabama's going to fork out the kind of money it would take to do that. I mean, they hadn't been doing it for, they didn't do it for Caleb Downs. I think Caleb Downs is better than him. Now, quarterback's a much bigger position, but I think Caleb Downs is exponentially better.
Sounds close.
Huh?
It sounds close.
Yeah.
Cornerback and quarterback.
Yeah, it sounds close, but that's about it. So I'd go, I'm just telling you, I kind of know Alabama's strategy. It's not the same as Miami's. Yeah. Miami's like, we're going to go out and get Carson Beck and spend what we got to spend. Now, so if you think about it this way, what they say now, this is how I think some of the numbers are inflated. They mentioned that Carson Beck was somewhere between $4 and $6 million, right, to come to Miami. If that is the case, now let's put it in another perspective. Everybody was their jaws were just dropped because Ohio State reportedly had a $20 million roster this year. So you're saying that Miami has either a much bigger salary cap, which everybody's got a salary cap. I mean, it might not be tangible.
Right.
Or they're going to spend about $20 million and they decide to spend 1/4 of it on Carson Beck.
Well,
that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Isn't the quarterback worth that?
Well, I don't.
A great quarterback? I mean, and I'm not saying I'm not saying Carson Beck's a great quarterback. But
you're not getting, Bryce Young. You're not getting Joe Burrow. You're getting Carson Beck, who's pretty good. I mean, he's pretty good.
He's pretty good.
I mean, but he hadn't won a title.
No.
I mean, he's won one as a backup.
How much is Cam Newton worth? I mean, how much is Tim Tebow worth?
Again, look, if you had
in this day and age,
but if you had a $20 million roster, I mean, if you had a $20 million salary cap, now maybe they've got more than that. Maybe they do, but if you had $20 million, you're going to spend 5 or 6 of it on the quarterback and then let the rough end drag? You're going to have to go out and get you probably, if you're going to do that, assuming he's a right-hand quarterback, you're going to need to go out and get you about a $2 million left tackle.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so now you've got about $13 million to disperse amongst everything else. And if a quarterback can be really good, but if he's throwing to a bunch of guys who can't catch football, it doesn't matter.
That's true.
And then, again, you've also depleted your backup money.
That's why you need a general manager.
Well, that's where we are.
Yeah. Here we go down this rabbit hole, but and here we go. Let's go ahead and that's my cue to take another break. So don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll talk about some of this college basketball going on right now. Auburn and Alabama in action tonight. Games coming down to the wire in the second half. We'll bring you up to date. More to come right after these messages.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense. Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
This is Joseph Dean with Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory. I am pleased to announce that Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is now open to serve the public at our location on the corner of 49 North and 280 West in Dadeville. Please stop by and see lifelong resident of Dadeville, Molly Kaler, who will be running the office and meeting with families who want to plan ahead and pre-need their services. We are also available by phone 256-750-0381 or online at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us tonight. You mentioned, I failed to mention the Ohio State-Notre Dame. Early thoughts on that game?
I said several times Ohio State's going to...
You said you're going to wipe the floor with them, right? But that's where you're going to stick.
That's my analysis.
Okay. I'm with you on that. I'm just glad it's starting at 6:30.
Yeah, I do. Okay, I do appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Used to this starting at 8.
That 8, 7:30, 8 o'clock kind of crap. That's bananas.
That's not good. All right, so Auburn, Tennessee gets waylaid by Florida. Auburn moves to the number 1 team in the country after beating South Carolina. I actually got a chance to go to that game in South Carolina. Really fun. The funniest thing about the game, though, and it just couldn't work out any better if you're an Auburn fan, I guess. But Nick Pringle, transfer from Alabama, goes to the line, misses two because, I mean, the place holds 18,000 people. Now, it might have been 12 to 13,000 there, and probably 5,000 of them were Auburn fans, or maybe 3,000. I don't know, but there was a lot, but him to go to the line and being asked afterward at the game, what about, because the crowd was making some noise, he said it's a tough environment. I mean, it's your home arena, man.
They aren't quite as worried about it, and now, I mean, it's funny. We were talking about how every road game is like gold, and I mean, what we've been seeing lately is a lot of teams winning on the road.
Well, I mean, it's tough though. I mean, you saw Alabama, Texas A&M. Now that was a really good win for Alabama.
I'll take
to me.
it.
Yeah,
I'd considered that a loss going into the year because they are a pretty good squad. Now they were without Wade Taylor, but it doesn't matter.
No. Oh, who cares? I mean, good. That they weren't, but we'll see what happens. Auburn needed to make a statement tonight, really, to be perfectly honest with you, to say that, look, the presumptive maybe player of the year is not on their roster right now or is not going to be playing, but we can handle it until he gets back. Auburn's up by 20, at least on the delay right here. I don't know if I'm behind, but up 69-49 against a really good team in Mississippi State. This is number 15 team in the country. Auburn's a different team at home. They've been like that for since Pearl's been there, but especially here as of late, they're a different team. What's that? 71-54. Okay, so handling business. I have Ole Miss 49, Alabama 44.
That's what it is right now.
10 minutes to go in a second. Okay. So what's going on in this game? What's happening?
Alabama's just playing so flat. I don't know if they were flat from the A&M game, but they are playing this number of points for a team that averages 91 points is very weird. They just can't get anything to go. And they just aren't shooting well. That's the bottom line.
Cold shooting night.
Yeah, very bad shooting night. The only one who seems to be playing well, ironically, is Aiden Holloway.
Yeah, well, of course. And I actually got to watch him play a little bit that night. We got back, into the hotel and watched a fair amount of that Texas A&M game. He looks like a different player. I mean, he looks just more comfortable in that offense. He moves around better. He looks like he's looking for better. I mean, I don't know. It's something about the flow of it, I guess.
He's definitely a better fit for him.
Yeah, I would say that for sure. So, that was, a good idea. It turns out it's probably going to be a good move for him, moving away from Auburn and going to Alabama. So we'll see what happens. It's still a long way to go. I guess 10 minutes still to play.
Yeah, Ole Miss up 51-44. I'm looking at it right now. And Alabama just missed another shot. They just can't get anything to drop.
Okay. Auburn, probably 5 minutes or less to go in that one. We'll see. 71-54 is what I have now. So 5:37 left to go in that game. I think Auburn has let's see, who do they have? Who's Alabama play next? Do you know?
Yeah, Alabama's at Kentucky Saturday.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be
Kentucky has a tough contest going on right now. I'm not sure what that score is. They're playing A&M at home, and it's tough.
50-40 Kentucky.
Oh, wow. So Kentucky's really come back on that one.
Yeah, it's 13 minutes to play in that one. That's what I have for that score, but we'll see. I don't know. Still a long way to play in that one. That'd be, back. Of course, that's life in the SEC. I mean, Texas A&M, that's a hard ask.
Well,
they had
been playing pretty well.
Number 5 or number 4.
They played Oklahoma, on the road. Came back from like 20 down, and they win the game. Oklahoma's had it rough. I mean, they were starting out very well, very good.
Started out undefeated.
Now they're 0-3.
That's going to be a lot of things. I mean, you're going to see some separation in the SEC. As always happens, the really good teams are going to rise to the top. But it doesn't mean the teams that are 0-3 are bad.
Yeah.
These are, I mean, they're
good
still
squads.
really good teams. They just they're running into some
Ole Miss up
better
10.
teams. So wow.
Yeah, I mean,
That's surprising.
Alabama has scored, I think, 10 points in 11 minutes in the second half.
Well, they need to.
They're going to pick it up.
Man, they're going to need to pick that up for sure.
It doesn't get any easier. You got at Kentucky, then you got Vandy at home, and then LSU at home. Now, those two probably, should be wins, but, you would think Ole Miss should have been a win.
Yeah.
But Ole Miss they're undefeated in this conference. They're pretty good.
Yeah, Auburn's got at Georgia, and then I think they had that bye week or that midweek or whatever will be a bye, and then I think they get Tennessee at home. So it'd be really nice to get Janai Broome back for that Tennessee matchup. Don't know if that will happen, but it being in Auburn looks like Mississippi State going on a little bit of a run here, kind of cutting that lead down a little bit. So Auburn,
what's the score?
I had 71-58.
Oh.
73-60, 13.
Okay.
So that's a lot, It was 36 a while ago, 26 a while ago. So Auburn may be getting a little. They seem to have this. Auburn seems to have this bad habit of getting a little lax at the end of games. That happened against Texas. That's the one. Bad thing about being a really good team, sometimes you get up and you feel like, well, we can just coast to the victory, and you get used to that, and it kind of becomes a hallmark of your team. So hopefully they can shake that, and hopefully they'll go on and push that lead out again. Texas A&M at Kentucky. We talked about that. Kentucky got the lead. Missouri is at Florida. That one beginning at 8.
Florida's good.
Florida is really good. Where did that come from?
Boy, Todd Golden, he's really put it together. I mean, you got to give him a lot of credit.
And who knew how did he even have
time to make game plans?
I thought he was spare time. But anyway, Arkansas at LSU at 8 o'clock tonight as well.
Well, that's a game only a mother could love.
Arkansas really needs a win.
Well, so does LSU.
Yeah, well, nobody expected a lot from LSU.
Yeah.
People were expecting a little more, I think, probably. Whether that's fair or not, they probably were expecting a little bit more from Arkansas. All right, we're going to go ahead and take another break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Hello, this is Little Mo right here with you from DLR Auto Sales. At DLR we have multiple sedans and SUVs. Come see us at 33445 US Highway 280, Childersburg, Alabama 35044. Call us at 256-267-3257. Let's make a deal, people. Our down payment is based on $500 down. With the approval of credit, we make it happen. We work with you. We got the choice for you, and we make the right deal.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Main Street Family Care offers a wide array of services that allows them to treat many conditions, and they also offer primary care. In addition to these services, they also offer DOT physical exams, lab testing, sports physicals, and vaccines. They accept most major insurance plans, including Medicaid. Main Street Family Care opens 7 days a week.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union, is looking for the next hometown hero. Hometown heroes could be first responders, public service workers, community leaders, pastors, community volunteers, or anyone who is making a difference in your hometown. Submit your nominations now online at myhscu.com. And if your nominee is selected, they will get a $100 Visa cash card and a certificate of appreciation from Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Illinois Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillby Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hillby Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
The new owners of Stillwater's Country Club want to welcome you to play the area's premier course at Stillwater's with our new rate. Now, play for only $35 per 18 during the week and only $40 for the weekend. Stillwater's Golf is ready to give you the area's best golf experience, and many upgrades are coming, including a lighted range and course expansion. Meet the new staff and enjoy $35 per 18 Monday through Friday and $40 on the weekends. All at Stillwater's Country Club in Dadeville.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. And Sarah Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state and the Sarah Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Final segment in the first hour of tonight's program. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Again, brought to you each and every Tuesday evening by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Tonight, Texas A&M and Kentucky. Kentucky leading that one early in the second half. Missouri at Florida a little bit later. Florida, the number 5 team in the country now, and Arkansas at LSU. Alabama still trailing Ole Miss as we move down towards the 7-minute mark, but they have cut that lead in half, I guess, 56 to 50 now. Auburn taking back command of the game as we move down toward 3 minutes in that one as well. Tomorrow night, South Carolina at Vandy. That's another one. Oof, that's a rough fight.
That's a tough sell.
Ooh. Number 23 Georgia at number 6 Tennessee. That could be interesting.
That could be fun. Georgia's not bad at all.
No.
I mean, they're really tough at home. On the road, I think Tennessee will get them.
Yeah.
You know, Tennessee's had a rough stretch too. I mean, at Florida get buried, then at Tennessee, and now at Texas, and now you come back home and play Georgia.
Texas at Oklahoma, a little Red River
rivalry.
But
can we not even call a basketball game a shootout? We can't call anything a shootout.
Why not?
Well, who cares?
Who is the best team in the SEC?
I mean, I think it's Auburn. I don't think there's any question about it. But I think there are a bunch of teams that could beat them. But I think if you're just saying who's the best team, I would put them number 1 in the country, and I'd put them number 1 in the SEC.
Well, I would agree with you. I would agree with Bruce Pearl right now and say that I'm not sure they are right now.
Well, they've earned the number 1 spot. And I think they've got enough. They've got good senior leadership, good experienced leadership. They've got enough shooting. They're physical without fouling too terribly much. I mean, some of these other teams like Ole Miss, I mean, I've been trying to watch some of this night, and they just bump you and say, they're not going to call them all. And it's not a bad. Rick Pitino used to have that philosophy.
Yeah.
And
Boss Hogg made a living doing that.
And so it's if you get the right officiating crew, it can really benefit you. Now, if you get the wrong one, you can foul out everybody real quick, like.
Yeah.
But I think I would say Auburn's number 1. Then Alabama, Florida, and boy, I want to put Tennessee there, but a 30-point loss, and they were just non-competitive.
Well, I don't know how you explain what were they 9 field goals. I mean, I think they made 9 shots.
Yeah, that's pretty tough. I mean, it's tough to do.
Yeah.
Well, we were on the show last week when that was going down, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, that was rough.
That was rough. early thoughts were that, and of course this thing changes throughout the year, but how many teams do you think the SEC gets in?
Well, everybody was talking about 12 or 13. I don't know.
That's not going to happen. Could they get 10?
It could. Oh, I think they could easily get 10 in. I mean, you think about Auburn, Bama, Florida, Tennessee, Kentucky, A&M locks. Now, I'm probably leaving out some here.
Mississippi State?
Ole Miss, I think, is a lock. I think Mississippi State's probably a lock. There, I've got to 8 so far. Now, can somebody like a
Missouri,
Arkansas make a run? They got the talent to.
Yeah.
Can Missouri, they do have, they have a good win over Kansas.
Yeah.
They have a good win over somebody else too, and I can't remember who it is. But Texas, could they? I mean, even though they're 0-3, Oklahoma, even though they're 0-3 in the conference, yeah, I think one of them could get in, if not both.
I mean, that's the benefit of, regardless of how tough it was, that's certainly the benefit of running the table in your out of conference.
Yeah.
All these records coming in to conference play being 10-1 or 10 or 11-0 or 12-0 or whatever it was. At least it puts them in position to have at least have an argument or be on the proverbial bubble. So,
yeah.
That could be definitely something to watch down the stretch. But this year, I mean, that SEC championship regular season banner is always one that you can be proud of. But this year, it'd probably be extra special.
It could be, yeah.
Might want to put an asterisk on that.
But I said this for a while, even when Alabama's won it. These things, I know they should mean something, they just don't seem to anymore. And that's what I'm afraid college football playoff's going to do the regular season too,
Yeah. Well,
because, think about it. Again, you go back to the Vikings, they're 14-3. They didn't win their division, but they had a hell of a year.
They were good.
And now people are going to look at it like a failure. I don't know how you look at it any other way.
No. Well, is it in the NFL? It is a failure.
And I think that's a sad commentary. I think what really should have happened is you shouldn't have a team like the Rams in there who are 10-7. That's my take on that.
Yeah.
You should have the best teams in there. The Rams aren't one of the best. It's not like the Rams played in the world's toughest division. They had Arizona, they had San Francisco with no McCaffrey and not a good quarterback anymore.
If you would have said, if the Rams would have gone out and won 14-13, you might have a little bit better argument. But to win 27-9 and the Vikings barely even be competitive, they kind of lost their.
I
kind of lost.
No, I don't think you can look at it that way. I just don't think you can.
I get it. It's one game.
It's just like last year Auburn wins the SEC tournament. They lose to Yale, and everybody's like, "What in the world's wrong with y'all?" They had a good year. Not a pretty good year. It's a historic year by Auburn standards.
It was we did get one of our players thrown out in that game. One of our best players. So that did make a difference.
Yeah.
And I don't recall anybody getting ejected from the Vikings. I don't think Sam Darnold was injured. So I don't know. It just there's arguments both ways, and I think there's some validity to those things. So anyway, Auburn up 22 with probably 2 minutes or less to play in that one. Alabama and Ole Miss
down 8 with 5:10 left. Gonna be tight.
You said it. I've said it. Everybody understands. You got to take care of home court this year especially. Road wins are going to be hard to come by. If you can't let one slip away like that at home if you're Alabama, for sure. But again, 5 minutes to play, and Alabama. That's one thing, man. They can, golly,
if they ever get hot. But this game they hadn't been getting hot.
But they can score so quickly, and within as long as there's any time left on the clock, they've got a great chance. Don't go anywhere. We've got to close this first hour out, but never fear, we'll be back with hour number 2 right after these important messages.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Located in the heart of Alabama, Lake Martin is a destination of tasty delights.
Lots of butter.
There's no shortage of culinary genius.
Don't tell my secrets.
From mom and pops
Everyone feels like family.
to lakeside dining.
We serve food, but we try to do it with purpose. Pour it straight in the ear.
I'm Trey Foshi.
I'm a chef now.
And I'm going to try them all.
I can do this all day.
Because there's one thing locals around here know. Lake Martin's got bite.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here, or you can shop us online, only at Gorees Furniture.
Your express way to saving.
In 2025, we're hammering down high prices at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. New Chevy Silverado 4x4 crew cabs, discounted up to $12,000 off. Brand new 2025 Chevy Equinox, the compact SUV with high-tech features, discounted up to $5,000 off. Enjoy the new year with no payments for 120 days. Choose from over 500 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way. GlennSmith.com. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to hour number 2 of Sports Blitz Live. Andy Graham and Luke Robinson here with you. We're taking you up to 9 o'clock. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Talked a lot about the college football playoff in the first hour and Auburn and Alabama basketball. Auburn's going to close out Mississippi State here in the last minute or so. The White Brigade is in, so it's
God. I mean, these games are taking so long now. The Alabama Texas A&M game went on 3 hours.
I know. Well, a foul was called. 56 fouls called in that game?
It's just stupid.
I mean, come on, guys.
Well, the problem is that the sport has allowed people to play so physical and bump so much, nobody knows what a foul is anymore, unless you kill somebody.
Yeah.
And it's they've tried to. I think we need to sacrifice having more fouls called for a little bit to get the game back under control. That would be the best way to do it.
I mean, there's always the age-old, well, you can either call it tight or you can call it loose.
Yeah.
Is there no in-between?
Yeah.
I mean, is there not that perfect, mix of you can let them play and you don't have to call every ticky-tack little thing, but you don't want to let the game get out of hand. And you got to have a good refereeing crew to do that. And I guess they're so spread thin, there's just not enough really good crews to do it. But
again, it seems like in the SEC, I know like the league doesn't have its own set of officials, but it seems like they get the same group of guys every time, and they have not been performing very well.
Yeah. Well, let's move to some professional sports. They are the professionals. So we talked a little bit about some of these games. The AFC wild card, it was the Chargers falling to the Texans 32-12. Texans, hey, I mean, could they possibly?
No. I'm mad that you suggested it.
Yeah, well, I don't think the Chiefs are as good as they've been. So I was a little surprised this game. Who's the quarterback for San Diego? I mean, not San Diego, L.A. Chargers now.
Herbert.
They said he threw 3 picks all year, and he threw 3 in this game.
Yeah.
Was that more a result of?
And in fact, didn't they have a 10-0 lead?
I believe they did. I believe they did. Was this more about the Texans or more about the Chargers?
I think just a little bit more. I mean, really just kind of both. The Texans aren't bad, and I really thought they'd be better. They started off, gangbusters, and they looked pretty fun at the beginning of the year, and then began to, wind down. So I'm going to say that I think. Boy, I want to tell you that the Chiefs are ripe for the picking because they haven't been exactly looking.
I don't think they're as good this year as they've been.
Yeah, they haven't been looking their best either. But
and the kid from Ohio State's the one quarterback for the Texans, right?
Yeah. Oh gosh.
C.J. Stroud.
C.J. Stroud. There we go.
Yeah,
that's combined memories.
Yeah, really. The Ravens take care of the Steelers. Ravens are. When they're right, man, this year they may have a chance to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I would win.
I'll tell you something. I would love to see a Ravens Detroit Super Bowl.
I'm still pulling for Bills and Bills Lions.
See, I can't because I don't mind.
I can't
the Bills.
lose.
I mean, I don't mind the Bills, but because you're right, but. I mean, this is selfishly as an Alabama fan. I mean, the Ravens, you got Marlon Humphrey, Derrick Henry, and then with the Lions, you got J-Mo, you got Jahmyr Gibbs, who's playing out of his mind right now. You got Brian Branch and Terrion Arnold. I think there's one more guy from Alabama on there. So, I mean, I would love to see that match. And I think offensively, that'd be the best matchup. I mean, weapons everywhere. Now, the Bills have some weapons too, but, we have seen the Bills go to Super Bowls and not perform up to standard.
That's just true. Yeah. Well, they got to get there. And speaking of that, the Broncos and the Bills, Bo Nix getting the Broncos to a playoff game, the first in his rookie year. I mean, that's huge for him. I'm very proud of him. I'm glad that he's getting this opportunity to do this, but running into Buffalo's, that's reality.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo is actually playing the best they have. They've been a really good team for the last 3 or 4 years, but this may be the best they've looked, most complete they've looked.
Yeah,
they look worthy to be in the Super Bowl to me.
I think there's some, But here's the one thing that may throw a wrench in all of it: if Philadelphia gets themselves together, but I don't think they will. And they've got the Rams coming up. I think ultimately it'll be the Chiefs. And I'm going to pick the Ravens just because, look, in the end, you've got Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry back there, and those two right now are just, Henry at 31 is looking better than most backs at 20. He is playing out of his mind. Lamar Jackson playing really well too. They keep showing the side-by-side of who should be the MVP, and it's Josh Allen and it's Lamar. And Lamar's stats are so much better. Now, Josh Allen's team obviously has the higher seed, so, I guess that counts for something. But Lamar Jackson's stats are out of this world.
It's just every time they get to the playoffs, they seem to struggle.
Yeah, he needs to win this. He needs to win this one, and then, assuming the Chiefs win, they've got to go play their old bugaboo.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's where the season started, isn't it? Didn't it start with the Ravens at the Chiefs this year? And didn't the Ravens?
You keep up with that more.
The Ravens had, I think it was maybe Mark Andrews, caught a pass and he was just barely out of bounds.
Was it? What was it? Was there a game? What was the one where it was? Everybody said it was pass interference, but it wasn't. Or they didn't call it, and everybody thought it was pass interference.
Yeah.
Wasn't that early with the Chiefs game this year?
Yeah.
Was that against Buffalo?
I think so. No, against the Chiefs.
Against the Chiefs.
It was Chiefs and Ravens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that game?
I think so.
Okay. Well, there you go. On the other side, the NFC, we had the Eagles taking down the Packers. The Eagles have just obviously with Jalen Hurts, without him, they're a completely different team, like most quarterbacks in the NFL. But is he 100% healthy?
He doesn't look it. And, he's getting the same kind of side eye that Jalen Milroe is getting in the bowl game right now from A.J. Brown and company. I mean, when you've got A.J. Brown, you've got Devontae Smith, and you've got some other – they got some good receivers on that squad, and it just feels like he can't hit them right now. He's just not getting the ball to him.
Yeah. That could be a problem.
And Alabama went through this with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Where everything was good, and then when people were like, okay, we're going to make you throw it, I don't know, it's not coming together for him right now. I would certainly love for him to have another good shot at winning a Super Bowl, but I got to admit, even though I really have no dog in the fight, I'm a Detroit guy right now.
Right. Well, I take the what? We'll take a break, and we'll come back, and we'll round out the rest of these and take a look at the divisional championships taking place on Saturday and Sunday. Don't go anywhere. More to come on this edition of Sports Blitz Live.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
Get ready to rev up your fall with Adams Motorsports in Montgomery. This season, experience the thrill of the open road like never before. From sleek motorcycles to powerful ATVs to versatile side-by-sides, we've got everything you need to fuel your passion for adventure. Whether Polaris, Suzuki, or Kawasaki, Adams sells and services the best. Go to where the journey begins. Visit us today or online for more information. From East Alabama's first family of power sports, Adams Motorsports of Montgomery.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SCC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full service repair and installation on all major brands.
From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us tonight. We are looking at some NFL games from this past week and looking forward to this weekend as well. It's just amazing how many people love the NFL. I mean, we talk about ratings all the time and how one just random NFL playoff game, it gets two bad teams.
Yeah.
Will just destroy, just dwarf any other sport. It's kind of crazy. But we were talking about the Eagles taking care of the Packers 22-10. The Commanders and Buccaneers turned out to be a really entertaining.
That was the only game that was worth a dang in the first round.
And
they doink a field goal in.
Yeah.
Did you see the story, by the way, of the guy? His name was Ryan Caldwell, I believe. Like, it's out there now. A guy, the Eagles fan. And there was two Packers fans sitting in front of him, a man and his fiancée. And I don't know if you saw any of the game, but Josh Jacobs made this incredible run. And I thought he scored, but they ended up calling him down like at the 1 inch line.
I did see that.
People were pulling his jersey, and I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And so she sort of goes nuts thinking it's a touchdown. And they announce on the review, he's down at the 1, but I think she misheard it and started, she wouldn't do anything crazy. She's like, yeah. And this guy, this Philadelphia fan, leaned over. And I'm talking about lit into her and called her just the most disgusting names you've ever heard. And her fiance, the guy, was like recording him. And he was like, why are you talking to my fiance like that? And he was like, because she is a stupid blubbity blah blah blah, and you're a stupid whatever. And so he put it out on social media, and he said, this is how I was treated by Philadelphia fans. Now some people were like, hey, why didn't you put the phone down and knock the guy out? And he responded, he was like, look, I was surrounded by Philadelphia fans.
Right.
I mean, what do you want me to do? His brother was there. He was drunker than he was, and they had another friend there who was all of them bigger than me.
They'd beat up Santa Claus.
I know.
What do they do?
And, well, apparently, this may end up costing that guy his job. He, works for some advisory group or some consulting firm.
The guy that cussed out the woman, really.
And, the internet just went nuts. Twitter found out who he was, and his whole bio is like, I promote and link people through diversity and kindness or something like it was like, dude, people who do that shouldn't. No, you can't. These two things don't go well together.
Yeah, right.
So it was funny.
I missed that one. But yeah, I mean, look, the game turned out to be. I mean, you talk about the game literally came down to a bobble by Baker Mayfield on that jet sweep type motion. And I don't know if he was trying to hand it off and it didn't, or if the guy just accidentally he was faking it and it bumped out of his hands. I mean, but just that little bit that cost them the game, really.
Yeah, I mean that was it.
Yeah,
and then to doink in a field goal, and Jaden Daniels is a lot of fun to watch.
He's good.
I mean, he is really talented.
I mean, I thought he would be fine, but I didn't think he'd be this good.
I do feel like
this quick.
Most of the time the NFL adjusts pretty well. They haven't been able to adjust necessarily to Lamar Jackson that well until it's the playoffs. But they've adjusted to Jalen Hurts, and I feel like they might be able to adjust to Jaden Daniels at some point. But right now, I mean, and I think he's going up against a buzzsaw this weekend, although I'll say this, Saturday night should be a fun game.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. And we already talked about the Vikings and the Rams, but surprised that it was as lopsided as it was. That was the only thing about it. I mean, I'm not with everything going on and with the movie. I mean, there was obviously so much emotion going into the game, and that tends in the NFL when the rosters are balanced as they are, something like that can sway. What's his name? The quarterback for the Rams from Georgia, Stafford.
Oh, Stafford.
He can when he's good.
He's on, man. He's a gunslinger.
He really is. I mean, he throws such a pretty pass, and
it may be headed. Interestingly enough, the Rams taking on Detroit. The two quarterbacks who swapped, and they played earlier this year. Was that one of Detroit's losses? I'm going to have to look it up. They only have 2 losses.
They do, yeah.
I think they may only have 1 loss.
Detroit has 2. They lost another one at the end of the year.
Maybe that was that.
I think.
Okay.
I think that was against the Rams. I think
it was.
Yeah. That could be interesting. Definitely for sure. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to get to that point. But I don't know. We'll see. All right, moving forward.
No, they beat them in overtime. That was the first game of the year.
Okay.
And isn't that something like it could be the 2 championship games come down to the teams that played at the beginning of the year? Oh my God, that's nuts.
Now
that's only the NFL can do.
I mean, really, that I don't. Well, you wonder if that's ever
because it was the Ravens and the Chiefs. It was 27-20 was the final.
Wow, that is crazy. That would. I don't see it happening, but never know. Never know. Okay, moving forward to this week, you got the Texans, and you say at the Chiefs. Chiefs are an 8-point favorite. You say the Texans, no chance.
Well, I mean, I want to say they have a chance because I do like D'Amico Ryans a lot. I like C.J. Stroud. I like Nico Collins from here at Sylacauga, right? No, Nico Collins is from Clay Chalkville. That's where he's from. And, I'd love for them to win this game. John Mechie plays for them. Henry To'oTo'o plays for them. I like this team. Kamari Laster, who's from Tuscaloosa, he's originally from Georgia, and he ended up playing for Georgia. But, I can't – I don't have a lot of faith. I mean, Chiefs have won 2 Super Bowls in a row,
Yeah.
I just don't have a ton of faith in them.
Well, I mean, has anybody ever won 3 Super Bowls? I mean, not even
nobody's ever won 3 in a row.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah. Green Bay didn't.
That would be a record.
Yeah, because Green Bay won the first 2, and then, of course, the Jets famously won the 3rd one.
There you go. Patriots, they won back-to-back, I guess.
They won back-to-back, but they never won. The Cowboys won back-to-back. Cowboys won 3 out of 4.
Yeah. Steelers never won? They won
No, they never won 3 in a row. I don't think Steelers have ever won back-to-back.
Really?
I remember vividly as a little kid, I would get football cards, and sometimes they'd have like a Super Bowl card where it's like, it'd have the game and tell you a little story about it or whatever. Yeah. And it just tells you how old I am. I remember like it only went up to like Super Bowl 20 or whatever.
Right.
Back when I was doing it, it may have not even been that. It may have been like, because I was doing it in the 80s, so I guess it was like Super Bowl 15, 16, 17 kind of thing. And here we are at 50, what?
4, 55,
50-something.
6.
I mean,
who knows?
CFL may work out.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the Bills have been to 4 Super Bowls straight.
Yeah.
They didn't win any of them, but they got there. The Rams at the Eagles. The Eagles are a 6.5-point favorite. That could be a very entertaining
I
game.
want the Eagles to win. I really do. But, boy, they looked so flat this last week. And I know they ended up beating Green Bay, by plenty, but they just did not – they didn't impress me.
It'll probably be bitter cold and windy. That won't go well for those L.A. boys.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, and again, if you say that they were running on emotion for this last game, you got to think after about a week that may run out, like the reality sinks in.
Because that dude's a good coach. I mean, he's
Sean McVay.
Yeah. Already been to 2 Super Bowls, won 1.
Yeah, he's good.
He got them. And they've got –
who else did they get? They went to the Super Bowl. Who the 2 teams they played?
They lost to the –
They beat the Patriots. Didn't they? I think he's only been to 1.
No, he's been to 2. They lost 1. I think they lost to the Patriots and they beat
Or they beat somebody else.
Who was it they beat? I can't remember now. I'm thinking they lost to the Patriots, and they beat
I think
somebody.
they did lose to the Patriots. I think you're right.
Because it was a dull. So it was only like 10-7.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
a terrible Super Bowl.
It was something really, really out of character for the Super Bowl, but I don't know. We're up against another break here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live right after these messages.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Alex City and west side of the lake. It's time to celebrate because the all-new Lake Martin Pizza is open with the area's best pizza, and it's just down Highway 63 South in our town. Lake Martin Pizza of Highway 63 has a huge outdoor seating area with enclosed heated comfort, a full bar with cold beer, wine, and full spirit selection with family ownership and fun for the whole family. Dine in or pick up. It's just a short drive to our town and is hands down the area's best pizza. Like us on Facebook to see upcoming live entertainment and watch sports on our 360 wraparound TVs. Rejoice! Lake Martin Pizza on Highway 63 is ready for you.
Planting season is here, and the Potting Shed Garden Center is happy to give you professional landscaping advice when it comes to planting your shrubs and trees. Auburn's best kept secret will have it all this fall. Mums, pansies, pumpkins, and much more. All in an array of colors and sizes, along with beautiful pots and containers, indoor plants, and a great selection of other gardening gifts. It's all at the Potting Shed Garden Shop, where natural elements reign supreme. Located on the corner of Moore's Mill and Society Hill Road in Auburn.
This is Joseph Dean with Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory. I am pleased to announce that Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is now open to serve the public at our location on the corner of 49 North and 280 West in Dadeville. Please stop by and see lifelong resident of Dadeville, Molly Kaler, who will be running the office and meeting with families who want to plan ahead and pre-need their services. We are also available by phone 256-750-0381 or online at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hi, this is Andrew McGreer at Dunning Roofing. At Dunning Roofing, we specialize in high-quality, premium roofs. We don't build roofs that just meet code requirements. We build quality roofs with premium materials that significantly exceed our competitors' warranties. We put money on your roof, not in our pockets. If you're looking for a top-quality roof, call Dunning Roofing today for your free quote at 256-307-7601 or visit us at DunningRoofingAL.com for more information.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you, breezing on through. Only about 30 more minutes left in tonight's program. Thank you so much for you being with us. Give us a call, 256-234-6221, talking about the NFL playoffs. We have the video. I feel like Kramer. We have a hair. Luke was referring to a altercation at the Philadelphia game. We can roll that, and we'll talk about some of these other games as well while it's playing. But got to take a look at this to see just exactly what went on with this fan and this poor lady. This apparently banned from Eagles games
forever, and
lost his job as well.
Well, we don't know if he lost his job, but I think it's at least being contemplated. So let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
There you go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I think. The thing is, most fans are like, yeah, this is kind of what happens every Philadelphia game. Now, what is, I guess the Eagles probably had no choice, but they sent that fan like a bunch of Packers gear. Like, I don't know why they had a bunch of Packers gear, but they sent that fan, the female fan.
The lady?
Yeah. And, I mean, look, I'm not saying I want the guy to lose his job or anything like that.
No.
We've all had moments like that. And, I mean, I'd hate for his life to be ruined over this. It's not the most egregious thing we've seen. It's not the most egregious thing we've seen today. But here's what I hope. I hope that this will stop maybe some people from being complete jackasses whenever you go somewhere. Look, we all have had a horror story. I mean, you know, going on the road. And I'm talking about, I've been to a lot of places, and there's always a horror story. And I've had people tell me about horror stories they've had when they go to Alabama games. And I can tell you horror stories about when I went. I'll never forget the first Auburn-Alabama game in '89. I got to tell this. Mm-hmm. In '89, my mom had one of those, like, God, what was the – it was a Ford something station wagon. It didn't have the wood paneling or anything. It was past that. But it was like sort of like funky looking, right? And two of my friends and I, like, I didn't even do it, actually, if now I'm thinking about it. But two of my friends had used, because we all rode together, they used some of that white shoe polish and just, you know, Roll Tide, whatever on it.
Yeah.
And we parked it near one of the fraternity houses at Auburn. And when we came back, it was covered with tobacco spit. I'm talking about head to, you would have thought the car was brown. And, you know, so everybody's got a moment. You know, there was an Auburn fan who took their van to LSU that time with the tiger tail on it. Somebody lit the tiger tail on fire. It caught, and the whole van blew up.
I didn't see
You never heard about that? That was years ago.
Seemed like there were some trees that died.
There were some trees that died. I vaguely remember that. There have been some just been some horror stories, and that stuff's just got to stop. But I mean, especially in the game, and you don't know those people, and this guy's just—it's Green Bay, and they're not even rivals.
I know, really.
It's Green Bay and Philadelphia.
They're both green,
and she's just—all she did was cheer for her team. It wasn't like she turned around and said, you know, stick it in your blank.
Yeah,
she just did one of these fist pumping things.
Like she did Rammer Jammer or something.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't anything. I just wish, man, I wish everybody would take a step back sometimes with this. You know, it's like.
And on that note, the South Carolina people, some of the most courteous fans I've ever been around.
I'm going to tell you something. I will give them props too, because I've been there for football a few times, and I've always had fun. I'll say this though. I think it's easier to be courteous when you don't think you can win.
That's probably true.
You know, because as you said, you know, they were like, take it easy on us, whatever. I bet you they were less courteous at the end of the game.
Nobody said a word. I mean, and again, I mean, I'm talking about people at the restaurants, people at the hotels. I mean, it was the nicest. Literally, it was probably the nice. I've been to LSU, I've been to Florida. I've been to Ole Miss. I've been to Mississippi State. This was literally the nicest people.
That Mississippi State getting your cowbell in your ear is tough.
That is true. And they don't let them into the stadium, though.
Yeah.
They don't let them in the hump.
There's a trick to the LSU folks.
Yeah.
You sort of let them say their piece, and then you just sort of shake it off, and they'll be like, come on over here and have some alligator.
That's
right. If you confront them, it's going to be bad.
That's true.
You got to let them say what they're going to say, and you got to have the ability to hold your tongue.
You know, this is the way. I mean, this will tell you all you need to know. I went to LSU. It was 2 hours. It was 2 hours before the game even started. And the way it's set up, if you've never been there, you've got the Maravich Center, and then just literally across the street, you have the football stadium, and then literally 100 yards the other way is the baseball stadium.
Right.
It's all right there. It's like Auburn.
Yeah.
It's all right there contained. So we were going to the basketball game, but the football stadium was open, and we were just going to peek in there and just take a look. And just minding their own business, and two guys walking, LSU fans walking, and I think we asked them for directions or something. And they, of course, gave us the wrong directions on purpose.
Did they really?
Yes. And then it laughed about it. That's it. Okay, that's fine.
When we were at the Wisconsin game this year, for the most part, everybody was pretty nice and I mean, pretty cordial for the most part. But at the end, Alabama ended up winning 42-13 or whatever it was. And, but no, there weren't any like altercations. Nobody was messing. I mean, in fact, we were all like, this is pretty fun. This is pretty good. So we're leaving and we're just going to a bar. And now it's a bunch of Alabama people, some of them had on jerseys. I'm there. Nobody's saying anything. And this Wisconsin man was like, yeah, it's so awesome. Y'all are just so good at football. Yeah, that's all you got is football. I was like, and I finally turned around and said, we're at a football game. If I'm going to be good at football, if I'm going to a football game, I want to be good at it. I mean, are you trying to say we're not good at other stuff? And he was like, yeah, y'all are from Alabama. He was wearing like cut-off khakis, a muscle shirt. I was like, you were the most homeless-looking one here. How are you doing that? And finally, he finally got it like, oh, yeah, I probably shouldn't be talking. This is a bad time for me to be making this argument.
Yeah, really.
It was pretty funny. I mean, and eventually he backed off. We also had
and let me just say this before you say that, we got to go to break. The opposite of what, literally, I'm not kidding. We go to park at South Carolina, and the girl says, I'm supposed to charge you. Come on in. I'm not kidding.
That's pretty. But all right, one more before we go to break.
All right.
Went to the Penn State game with some friends from here back in 2011. And and it's a goat ranch. I'm talking about it is the opposite of LSU, Auburn, everywhere, like everything's together. No, the football stadium is like a bunch of miles that away. Right. And you just go and there's cows and there's everything. And we park and we're about to go in the stadium and we're walking this long way and this one already inebriated Penn State fan says, y'all are going to put an L in your W column tonight. And my friend said, that's not where we put our L's. We put our L's in the L column. If we put our L's in the W column, things would get weird.
Yeah, that would be. Kind of backwards.
He also had one of those
He bit a hasty retreat.
He was like, maybe, no, he didn't. He sort of thought on it for a minute. He was like, maybe I need to work on my cut downs. Maybe my trash talking isn't as advanced as I thought.
We'll work on that a little bit. All right, we got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. More to come right after this.
Thunderbolt Lightfoot at Oscar's Cafe on Highway 49 South in Dadeville, Alabama is looking to see you today. Now, let me tell you, they got great food. They've always had great food all these years. Now, they still got that atmosphere. They still got that service. They still cater. Let me stop right there. 15 to 415 they can handle. So give them a call today at Oscar's, Highway 49 South in Dadeville. 256-825-4827.
The new owners of Stillwater's Country Club want to welcome you to play the area's premier course at Stillwater's with our new rate. Now, play for only $35 per 18 during the week and only $40 for the weekend. Stillwater's Golf is ready to give you the area's best golf experience, and many upgrades are coming, including a lighted range and course expansion. Meet the new staff and enjoy $35 per 18 Monday through Friday and $40 on the weekends. All at Stillwater's Country Club in Dadeville.
Hillary Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillary Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hillary Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SEC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
2025 RVs are here. Be the first to see the latest and greatest from your favorite manufacturers and lock in special show pricing at your local Camping World. '25 RVs are here. Be the first to see the latest and greatest from your favorite manufacturers and lock in special show pricing at your local Camping World.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Just a couple of more segments left in tonight's show. We were forbidden from leaving early. But we thank you so much for all of you out there being with us tonight. Running down the rest of these, or you got any more stories you'd like to?
Nah, I think I'm fresh out.
You're fresh. Commanders at the Lions.
That's going to be the most fun of the weekend.
Again, yeah. Lions are a 10-point favorite. I mean, they have been, if not the best team, they've been the second best team in all of football all year.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, they've been really banged up. They've had tons of injuries. They've overcome them all. But Jared Goff continues to play extremely well. Their defense is nasty. So, but
they're
banged
banged up.
There at home.
Detroit's banged up.
They are.
I don't know how many are out completely for the playoffs, but I know they got some dudes hurt, so they needed that week off. But, you know, that week off didn't really help a lot of people in the college football playoff, did it? Now, of course, they didn't get to play at home when they came back. Detroit will.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's going to be interesting to see. That's a fun game. I mean, I wish we didn't already have plans for Saturday night because that's going to be a fun game.
I'm pulling for Detroit. Yeah, that's at 7 o'clock on Fox on Saturday. Sunday, it'll be the Ravens are a 1-point favorite.
Wow.
On the road at Buffalo.
I mean,
it may be 7-10 inches of snow. Who knows?
You don't know. I could look. I'm really. I can't lose in that game. I mean, even though I don't know if any Bama guys on Buffalo or whatever, and that's what I usually pull for. Like, you can't help but pull for Buffalo to do well. So. I'll be pulling for Baltimore, but I'm not going to be hurt if they lose. So I just want somebody to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think they probably. I don't know. I think the Chiefs make the Super Bowl.
I know, and then it'd be Chiefs and Lions, and here we go.
Yeah,
that was the first game last year.
I'm really. I mean, if the Bills are ever going to do it, this will be the year they do it. And I'm really hoping.
Well, the Bills do have Amari Cooper. I take that back. I'd forgotten that.
I'm really pulling for Bills Lions in the Super Bowl.
That'd be
fun.
We'll
see if it happens. Okay, how about Deion Sanders to the Cowboys?
I mean,
is that legitimate?
I hope not, because I mean we just got Colorado decent.
Yeah.
Let's see if he can sustain it. I mean, it's 2 years and then he goes to the Cowboys. I mean, I don't think that'd be a great move. I really don't.
For him or for the Cowboys?
Both.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to have Shedeur anymore. He's not going to have Travis Hunter anymore. But, I mean, he did just get, Travis Hunter just won the Heisman. Colorado had a really good year. I mean, come back and see if you can do it without your son and without the Heisman winner. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd feel bad for the guys like Jordan Seaton and, who made a freshman All-American team, offensive lineman. Juju Lewis is at Colorado now. He was the talk of the town for a while.
You see him probably go somewhere else? You see him?
I don't know. I mean, I would imagine that we're already seeing people that have been committed and signed already getting in the transfer portal. It's nutty.
Who was the kid from somebody sent you get one of these texts, but it was on, I guess it was on X, from Opelousas, running back that said he was committed to Louisiana Monroe because he saw a path through the transfer portal if he became a star in year one.
Well, that's their that's their motto now. I mean, look, Ahmad Harvey, who was a freshman All-American, was at La Monroe, and now he's transferred to Mississippi State. He parlayed into that. And then this guy committed at the Navy All-American game this weekend and said something to the effect of, I can, if I get good enough, I can see myself at a much bigger program. And I bet you that's ULM's recruiting pitch.
Yeah.
Like, come here, we'll get you ready for the next. I mean, because they know they can't keep him anyway, might as well embrace it.
Yeah. Do it for the year, and try to, we're living in, it's just crazy.
It's strange times, bro.
It's strange times. All right, we got a little time left in this segment. We'll close things out in the next segment. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, happy birthday yesterday. Born yesterday, 1961.
Before you do go in, how about Missouri up 42-29 at Florida?
I'm telling you, man, there's some good teams in this league. Anybody can beat anybody on any given night.
It's bananas, man.
It's crazy. We'll see if that one holds up for sure. All right, favorite boyfriends of Elaine Bennis.
This is going to be pretty easy, I think.
David Putty.
That's number one.
Tim Watley.
I like Tim Watley just because he's Bryan Cranston, and he became one of my favorite characters in Walter White. But he also is like he's part of the L.A. brigade now. I think he's moved over into being completely and totally one side politically, which makes it either one of you either side that you are, if you're so staunch that you can't see another side, I mean, I sort of lose respect for you. But I'll put him at 2.
Jake Jarmel.
I hated that guy. Hated that guy's character so much. Oh, I couldn't stand him.
He hated exclamation. You put an exclamation point on the end of that sentence?
Yeah. I like that storyline better than the glasses story. The glasses storyline just made me mad. I was like, just tell her where you got the dang glasses.
Keith Hernandez.
Keith Hernandez?
I'm Keith Hernandez.
No, I didn't really. He wasn't a great actor on the show.
Oh, of course. He's not an actor.
Yeah, he wasn't a great actor on the show. Well, Jerry Jones acted on Landman and did wonderful.
Hey, how do you know?
Because I saw the highlight of it, or the clip.
He did do really well.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know the guy's name, Bizarro Jerry.
Yeah, I didn't like him either, but I thought that was a great spin on a comic book thing. So I'll put Hernandez last and put Bizarro Jerry fourth.
All right. And put Jake
Jarmel is last. Sorry,
okay.
Jake Jarmel is last in his own category.
But David Putty is.
David Putty's one.
Yeah, David.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. You're just gonna.
You stole my Jesus fish.
You're just gonna stare into space.
Yeah. You're gonna sit over there and talk to vegetable lasagna.
Oh, there's so many. He's a face painter.
It's amazing,
as you can see.
What's amazing is how you and I can remember quotes from stuff like this, and then we can't remember. Who couldn't we remember? C.J. Stroud earlier. Like and the other day I was
long-term memory is the last thing to go.
I was with some friends, and I mean, we started talking about rounders because we were playing poker and our cards, and we started like all of us could do, the pay him, pay that man his money, and like
John Malkovich.
Yeah, that ace couldn't have helped you. I mean, you could do the whole thing, and it's so dumb.
Yeah.
And like you can remember all of that, and then
it's like remembering Iron Bowl scores from the '80s. I mean, it just sticks with you for whatever reason. All right, we got to take a break. We'll come back and we'll close the show out. More to come. One last segment right after this.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
At Russell Medical, we're proud of our exceptional nurses, like Nurse Brandy Worthy. Brandy represents the selfless, compassionate clinical leader patients expect and coworkers admire. Brandy was recently honored with the Nightingale Award for Nursing Excellence for her high standards, sound judgment, and caring manner. Her passion for her profession inspires us all.
Being a nurse is not just what you do, it's who you are. I'm proud to be a part of the nursing team at Russell Medical. We are the link between all hospital services, providing you with exceptional, personalized care.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Main Street Family Urgent Care.
Main Street Family Care offers a wide array of services that allows them to treat many conditions, and they also offer primary care. In addition to these services, they also offer DOT physical exams, lab testing, sports physicals, and vaccines. They accept most major insurance plans, including Medicaid. Main Street Family Care opens 7 days a week.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of Sports Blitz Live on this Tuesday evening. We appreciate all of you out there so much. Happy birthday, Penelope M. Miller and Patrick Dempsey as well. Patrick Dempsey, Can't Buy Me Love, underrated 80s movie.
Didn't he play the villain in that Thanksgiving movie by Eli Roth?
No clue.
Pretty sure.
Run. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
That's
good.
actually
It's
a
good.
really good movie.
Yeah.
Ends on a dog track as well.
Yeah.
I don't see that very often. But, yeah, I'd go.
Nothing ends well on a dog track.
Nothing ever ends well, yeah. That's for sure. All right, any airing of grievances before we go?
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Plenty of
I got plenty of them after Alabama's performance tonight. I'm going to see my uncle in New York this week who's not doing super well, and I was going to try and maybe fly back through Rupp Arena, maybe pick up some of my kids in Ohio, and it just wouldn't work out, and thank God it didn't. I've been to Rupp before. It's great.
What was the final? Do you know?
Alabama lost by 10. So Ole Miss's first win ever over a top 5 team on the road.
Wow.
Yeah. So now we became Vandy's first ever time to beat a number 1 team this year in football, and Ole Miss's first ever top 5 win on the road in basketball. So, yeah, things could be going better.
Well, it's not like y'all hadn't had some good fortune.
No, I know, and that's why I'm not
well.
losing my mind. You know, if somebody else just ready to go, it was disappointing. Nobody showed up. They stunk. But especially in basketball, it's only one game, so move on.
There you go. The crowd didn't show up. The players.
The crowd did not. What I saw from the crowd, they were very sort of dormant too. Like it just wasn't.
Wine and cheese.
Didn't have a good feel to it. Didn't have a good feel to it tonight.
Well, all right, that's pretty much going to wrap up things on this edition of Sports Blitz Live. We appreciate all of you out there. Back on the air next Tuesday. Be sure to join us then, and you can join me for the Auburn Blitz tomorrow at noon. For Luke Robinson, I'm Andy Graham. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.
Landowners, farmers, and landscapers, it's time to fall back this fall at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor on Highway 280 in Alex City. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor has the year's best terms on almost all our Mahindra tractors. Now, get up to 84 months of 0% financing on Mahindra 1600 to 4500 series tractors. And package up with all your implement needs. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor also has 0% financing or up to $1,000 rebates on most 24 Spartan zero-turn mowers. The rates can't fall anymore at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor.
Ivy Creek Healthcare is excited to showcase their newest clinic, Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin, located conveniently near the main entrance to Stillwater's on Highway 49 South in Dadeville. Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin is an urgent care with walk-ins welcome. Whether you need lab work, x-rays, or immediate care, find comfort here at Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin. Ivy Creek, here when you need us most. 256-827-5379.
Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision-making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community.
Wintertime in the South is mild compared to other parts of the country, but we still tend to be less active and spend more time indoors. Show your heart some love this winter by getting it checked out at the UAB Heart and Vascular Clinic at Russell Medical. I'm Dr. Kevin Sublett, and our entire clinic is dedicated to keeping your heart healthy. We're right here in your own community and backed by the knowledge and expertise of UAB Medicine. Make an appointment today by calling 256-234-2644 or visit uabmedicine.org/heartrussell.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. And Sarah Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state and the Sarah Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Landowners, farmers, and landscapers, it's time to fall back this fall at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor on Highway 280 in Alex City. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor has the year's best terms on almost all our Mahindra tractors. Now, get up to 84 months of 0% financing on Mahindra 1600 to 4500 series tractors. And package up with all your implement needs. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor also has 0% financing or up to $1,000 rebates on most 24 Spartan zero-turn mowers. The rates can't fall anymore at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor.
Ivy Creek Healthcare is excited to showcase their newest clinic, Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin, located conveniently near the main entrance to Stillwater's on Highway 49 South in Dadeville. Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin is an urgent care with walk-ins welcome. Whether you need lab work, x-rays, or immediate care, find comfort here at Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin. Ivy Creek, here when you need us most. 256-827-5379.
Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision-making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community.
Wintertime in the South is mild compared to other parts of the country, but we still tend to be less active and spend more time indoors. Show your heart some love this winter by getting it checked out at the UAB Heart and Vascular Clinic at Russell Medical. I'm Dr. Kevin Sublett, and our entire clinic is dedicated to keeping your heart healthy. We're right here in your own community and backed by the knowledge and expertise of UAB Medicine. Make an appointment today by calling 256-234-2644 or visit uabmedicine.org/heartrussell.